Would you live homeless for 3 years? What I'm about to share with you is an extraordinary story that started in 1985. Homeless for 3 years to becoming famous. Keep watching. I'm so glad you're joining me on this video because I want to share this extraordinary story with you. In 1985, this man walked out of his insurance agency job as an insurance agent and he became homeless in order to pursue his dream. And he discovered his God-given talent of making people laugh. He'd never even been in a comedy club before. But the little money he had, less than $100, he took off in his old car and went from comedy club to comedy club to comedy club, sometimes only earning maybe $35 or $50 a gig. He did this for 3 long years. Would you do that in order to pursue your dream? This man joked that the best thing that a homeless guy could own is a cooler. They didn't know that in his car, where he slept every single night, either by a lake or pulled off a country road, he had a cooler there full of ice, bologna, bread, and mustard. That's all he ate because he couldn't afford to eat anymore. The money he earned from the comedy gigs, he'd have to use for gas to get to the next gig. Nobody knew that when he was joking about the cooler that he was talking about himself. 1 or 2 times a day, he would check his answering machine, which was located in his mom's attic back in Ohio, to see if any messages were coming through for the next gig. Down to his last bit of money. And 3 long years of being homeless and on the road, he thought maybe he should quit. He thought about calling his dad and asking his dad if he could live in his attic until he could get his life back together. But before he made that phone call to his dad, he called his answering machine, and this is what he heard. This is Chuck Sutton from Showtime at the Apollo. I just saw a tape on you and it was hysterical. We have an opening for Sunday night on The Late Show. If you can be here, call me back and I'll hold the spot for you. 2 days later, Steve Harvey's life changed. That was the big break he had been working so hard to get. His dream finally arrived and his career soared, as you know. Would you take this kind of leap of faith to make your dream come true? Would you do whatever it takes to make your dream come true? Everyone has plenty of excuses on why they don't pursue their dream. You know what yours are. But you see, most people use their excuses to feel good about not fulfilling their dreams. Admitting the truth is too stark of a reality. How about you? I laughed when I read in Steve Harvey's book, Jump. There are no straight lines in nature. It never occurred to me to look at nature as a messy looking beauty. In your own life, your goals were never achieved by a straight line. They were a messy looking beauty too. So let's get real. You've got to rescue you and stop leaning on your family, your friends, your boss, your coworkers to keep you pumped up. You have to learn how to motivate, inspire yourself. Rescuing yourself will restore your self-worth and your self-respect. Stop with the stories. Don't give yourself a back door to escape out of. Develop the mental toughness to be self-reliant. Rescue yourself because you're always running on empty, and then you look for everyone else to help rescue you. You succumb to your own weaknesses. Tough talk, I know, but you got to talk tough to yourself to pull yourself up. Stop wishing that life was better. Never mistake a wish for a certainty. A wish is nothing without action. So stop wishing and start doing. Here's the mindset key. And this is exactly what Steve Harvey did those 3 years he was homeless, living out of his car, driving from gig to gig. You've got to stop the stories and begin with a new thought, a better vision for your life. Instead, it begins with replacing those old thoughts, those worn out excuses and stories you tell yourself, with new thoughts that align with a matching emotion. It's just not enough to think about a new thought. You got to put the emotion with it. Here's an example. Do you remember where you were on 9/11? Every time I ask that questions in workshops, everyone remembers. Why? They remember the emotion that they felt during 9/11. It's the emotion that creates the memory. Your brain associates the event that matches the emotion. Now here's a caution. Emotions that derive out of the hormone of stress keeps your body out of balance. And of course, if your body is out of balance long enough, it will create dis-ease. This is why you need to control your emotional reactions, because the same familiar emotional reactions repeated over and over create a mood. And that mood created over and over creates a temperament. And that temperament repeated over and over creates your personality traits. And then you believe this is who you are. You see, this is what Steve mastered so well. Even though he was homeless, he would lay at night in his car going to sleep, visualizing his world as being successful. He felt the emotions of success. He felt the emotions of what it would mean to be on television. He went to sleep every night picturing his success, rehearsing his success in his mind. That's a key. If you stay stuck in those thoughts of, I'm not good enough, or I'm not this, or I'm not that, you believe this is who you are. Here's an example. Have you ever heard someone, maybe you, say, this is who I am, I can't change? Or, he's really set in his ways, as if change is not even possible. In these examples, nothing new is happening in these people's lives to create new experiences, and they stay stuck living in the past, telling themselves this is as good as it gets. You can change if this is you, but you have to first start changing your inner world, not seeking the outer world for change. Ask yourself these bigger questions. Who am I? What do I need to change to become a better expression of myself? Who in history do I admire and can study about them and emulate? When you emerge a clear intention with a higher emotion, a heartfelt process, you move into a new state. A new state creates a new personality. A new personality creates a new reality for you. This process makes your brain work differently, which will change your mind. According to neuroscience, mind is the brain at work. Every day, remind yourself of who you want to be, just like Steve Harvey did every single night before he went to sleep in his car. Rehearse it daily with feeling the emotion that matches that thought. Repeat it over time. This will rewire your brain to become the person you want to be. Steve Harvey is the example. He became a different person here in order to live his dream. It works. Neuroscience proves it. Why not try it? If you're gonna try these tips, will you give me a thumbs up on this video? And if you would like to learn more about how you can create a peak performance mindset like Steve Harvey, will you click right here and schedule your introductory free call with me? And if you're not already a part of the Savvy Sales Lady community, we're a community for all salespeople. Hit that subscribe button and notification bell. But remember this, sales is a journey. It's not a quick trip around the block. See you on the next videos.